respected, decorated, trusted. Colonel Russell Williams was one of the most powerful men in the Canadian Armed Forces, a pilot who once flew VIPs like the Prime Minister and Queen Elizabeth II. But beneath the uniform was a dark, twisted secret. A secret that would unravel into one of the most disturbing criminal cases in Canadian history. This is the story of the double life of Russell Williams. Welcome to Murder, Mystery and Crime, where we dive deep into the darkest minds, the most chilling cases, and the mysteries that still haunt us. Subscribe for gripping true crime stories every week. David Russell Williams was born in Bromsgrove, Worcestershire, England, on March 7, 1963, to Christine Noni and Cedric David Williams. His family immigrated to Canada, where they moved to Chalk River, Ontario. His father was hired as a metallurgist at Chalk River Laboratories, Canada's premier nuclear research laboratory. After relocating to Chalk River, the Williams family met another family, the Sofkas, and they became good friends. The families would spend a lot of time together. Williams' parents divorced when he was 6 years old, and soon after, Noni Williams married Jerry Sofka. During this time, Williams took on the name Sofka from his stepfather Dr. Jerry Sofka and moved again to Scarborough, Ontario. While in the Scarborough Bluffs area, Williams began high school at Toronto's Birchmount Collegiate, but finished at Upper Canada College. He delivered the Globe and Mail newspaper and learned piano. By 1979, his family had moved to South Korea, where Sofka was overseeing another reactor project. Williams completed his final 2 years of high school as a boarding student at Toronto's Upper Canada College while his parents were in South Korea. In his final year in 1982, he was elected as one of 2 prefects for his boarding house, and reported to his house steward, Andrew Saxton, now the Conservative Member of Parliament for North Vancouver. On June 1, 1991, he married Mary Elizabeth Herriman, who is an Associate Director of the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Canada. According to Canadian Defence Department Williams' biography, Williams is a keen photographer, fisherman and runner, and he and his wife Mary Elizabeth are also avid golfers. The couple moved to Orleans, a suburb of Ottawa, in July 2006. By then, Williams had been posted to the Directorate of Air Requirements at NDHQ. He served at the Airlift Capability Project Strategic, CC-177 Globemaster III, and Tactical, CC-130J Hercules J, and Fixed Wing Search and Rescue. Williams' wife has since December 2010 started the process of filing for divorce, together with a request to have any of her financial and medical information sealed by the court. Williams was regarded as a model military man over the course of his 23-year career. He enrolled in the Canadian Forces in 1987 after graduating from the University of Toronto with an economics and political science degree. He received his flying wings in 1990 and was posted to 3 Canadian Forces Flying Training School, based at CFB Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, where he served for 2 years as an instructor. Promoted to captain on January 1, 1991, Williams was posted to 434 Combat Support Squadron at CFB Shewater, NS in 1992, where he flew the CC-144 Challenger in the Electronic Warfare and Coastal Patrol role. In 1994, he was posted to the 412 Transport Squadron in Ottawa, where he transported VIPs, including high-ranking government officials and foreign dignitaries. Also on Challengers, Williams was promoted to Major in November 1999 and was posted to Director General Military Careers in Ottawa, where he served as the multi-engine pilot career manager. He obtained a Master of Defence Studies from the Royal Military College of Canada in 2004 with a 55-page thesis that supported preemptive war in Iraq, and in June 2004, he was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel, and on July 19, 2004 he was appointed Commanding Officer of 437 Transport Squadron at CFB Trenton, Ontario, a post he held for 2 years. From December 2005 to May 2006, Williams also served as the commanding officer of Camp Mirage, a secretive logistics facility believed to be located at Al Minhad Air Base in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, that provides support to Canadian Forces operations in Afghanistan, he was posted to the Directorate of Air Requirements on July 21, 2006, where he served as Project Director for the Airlift Capability Project Strategic CA-17 Globemaster III and Tactical CC-130J Super Hercules and Fixed-Wing Search and Rescue CC-127J Spartan, working under Lieutenant General Angus Watt. At this posting, in January 2009 he was posted to the Canadian Forces Language School in Gatineau, Quebec, for a 6-month period of French language training, during which he was promoted to colonel by recommendation of now-retired Lieutenant General Angus Watt. On July 15, 2009, Williams was sworn in as the Wing Commander at Canadian Forces Base Trenton by the outgoing Wing Commander Brigadier General Mike Hood. Canadian Forces Base Trenton is Canada's busiest air base and locus of support for overseas military operations. Located in Trenton, Ontario, the base also functions as the point of arrival for the bodies of all Canadian Forces personnel killed in Afghanistan, and the starting point for funeral processions along the Highway of Heroes, whence their bodies are brought to Toronto for autopsy. Williams has been described as an elite pilot and shining bright star of the military. He had flown Queen Elizabeth II and the Duke of Edinburgh, the Governor-General of Canada, the Prime Minister of Canada, and many other dignitaries across Canada and overseas in Canadian Forces VIP aircraft. In September 2009, the quiet town of Tweed, Ontario was shaken when 37-year-old Laurie Massicott was assaulted in her home. Bound and blindfolded, she was sexually assaulted and left traumatized. The attack bore no fingerprints, no DNA, no leads. But weeks earlier, a similar crime had occurred. On the night of the 23rd of November, 2009, in Brighton, a town just west of Trenton, Williams broke into the home of Corporal Marie-France Comeau, who was under his command at CFB Trenton. Comeau put up a fight and was struck on the head several times with a flashlight. Over the next 2 hours, Williams repeatedly raped Comeau, beating her viciously if she resisted. He recorded it all on video and with photographs. Williams asphyxiated Comeau by wrapping her face with duct tape. He wrapped her body in a duvet and left it in her bedroom, where it lay undiscovered for more than 30 hours. While police searched Comeau's house for clues following the discovery, Williams sent personal condolences to her father. Williams' next victim was Jessica Lloyd, 27, had vanished on January 28, 2010. Investigators identified distinctive tire tracks left in snow near her home. 1 week after her disappearance, the Ontario Provincial Police conducted an extensive canvassing of all motorists using the highway near her home from 7 p.m. on February 4, 2010, to 6 a.m. on the following day, looking for the unusual tire treads. Williams was driving his Pathfinder that day, rather than the BMW he usually drove, and an officer noticed the resemblance of his tire treads. These were subsequently matched to the treads near Lloyd's home. On February 7, 2010, the CFB Trenton base commander was at his newly built home in Ottawa, where his wife lived full-time and he lived part-time, when he was called by the OPP in Ottawa and asked to come in for questioning. During the 10-hour interview he confessed to the numerous crimes of which he was later convicted. Early the next morning, Williams led investigators to the woman's body in a secluded area on Carey Road, about 13 minutes away from where he lived. Williams was also charged in the death of Corporal Marie-France Comeau, a 37-year-old military flight attendant based at CFB Trenton, who had been found dead inside her home in late November 2009, along with the murder charges. Williams was charged with breaking and entering, forcible confinement, and the sexual assault of 2 other women in connection with 2 separate home invasions near Tweed, Ontario in September 2009. According to reports, the women had been bound in their homes and the attacker had taken photos of them. Williams was arraigned and remanded into custody on Monday, February 8, 2010. The Canadian Forces announced that day that an interim commander would soon be appointed to replace him. Dave Cochran took over 11 days later and removed his biography from the Department of National Defence website the following day. Hours after the announcement of Williams' arrest, police services across the country reopened unsolved homicide cases involving young women in areas where Williams, a career military man, had previously been stationed. According to news reports, police began looking at other unsolved cases based on a full statement that Williams gave to police. A week after his arrest, investigators reported that, along with hidden keepsakes and other evidence they had found in his home, they had matched a print from one of the homicide scenes to his boot. In addition to the 4 primary incidents, the investigation into Williams includes probes into 48 cases of theft of women's underwear dating back to 2006. In the searches of his Ottawa home, police discovered stolen lingerie that was neatly stored, catalogued, and concealed. In April 2010, Williams was placed on suicide watch after he tried to kill himself by wedging a stuffed cardboard toilet paper roll down his throat. On February 7, 2010, Williams was interrogated at Ottawa Police Service Headquarters by Detective Sergeant Jim Smith, a member of the Ontario Provincial Police's Behavioural Sciences Unit. The interview started at 3 p.m. and by 7:45 p.m. he was describing his crimes. The interrogation lasted approximately 10 hours. Excerpts of the confession were shown in court at Williams' sentencing hearing on October 20, 2010. In the confession, Williams gave details of his crimes, including the sexual assaults in Tweed and 82 break-ins and thefts. Some of them occurred in Ottawa homes within walking distance of his Orleans, Ontario home where he lived with his wife. Other break-ins and thefts occurred in Belleville and in Tweed, where the couple had had a cottage since 2004. He also told police where they could find evidence, including hidden keepsakes, inside the Ottawa home. The couple had moved to a new house 2 months before he was interrogated by police. He told Detective Sergeant Jim Smith where police could find the thousands of images he took of Lloyd and Como and the 2 women he sexually assaulted. He then identified on a map where he dumped Lloyd's body. A video of the interrogation was made available to the public and was posted online by several newspapers and on YouTube. Williams appeared before the Ontario Court of Justice in Belleville, Ontario via video link from the Quint Detention Centre on July 22, 2010, where his next court appearance was set for August 26. Again via video link, Williams waived his right to a preliminary inquiry and thus had his next appearance scheduled at the Ontario Superior Court of Justice for October 7, 2010. Williams' lawyer stated then that his client would plead guilty to all 82 criminal code charges filed against him. On October 18, 2010, Williams pleaded guilty to all charges. On the first day of Williams' trial and guilty plea, details emerged of other sexual assaults he committed, including that of a new mother who was wakened with a blow to the head while she and her baby were asleep in her house. The first day of trial revealed that Williams also had pedophiliac tendencies, stealing underwear of girls as young as 9 years old. He made 82 fetish-related home invasions and attempted break-ins between September 2007 and November 2009. Williams progressed from break-ins to sexual assaults with no penetration to rape and murder. He kept detailed track of police reports of the crimes he was committing, logged his crimes, kept photos and videos, and even left notes and messages for his victims. In a break-in into the bedroom of a 12-year-old, he left a message in her computer saying, "Merci, thank you" in French. He took thousands of pictures of his crimes and kept the photos on his computer. Crown attorney Robert Morrison presented numerous pictures of Williams dressed in the very underwear and bras he had stolen, frequently masturbating while lying on the beds of his victims. Some of the photos presented on the first day of his trial were published in several newspapers. As some newspapers explained, although troubling, the photos were published because they capture the essence of the crimes of Williams and show the true nature of his crimes. Among the news media that published some of the released photographs were the Montreal Gazette and the Toronto Star. Ontario Superior Court Justice Robert F. Scott sentenced Williams on October 22, 2010, to 2 concurrent terms of life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this case. If you found this content informative, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing to help spread awareness. Take care and stay safe until next time.